The Lexus GS350 has proven over the years that it can go head-to-head with its German competitors. It's always boasted a standard powertrain that has an athletic personality, an extremely refined interior, and elegance and style to match. The current GS that was introduced in 2013 for generation number 4 is riding heavily on this formula, and it proves that this is certainly one of the top choices in the mid-size luxury sedan class. So let's go ahead and check out this 2015 Lexus GS350. Now essentially not much has changed for the 2015 model year for the GS. However, there is a revamped information display, and there's also 18-inch wheels that do come as standard and a new limited edition crafted line trim level. Now for the 2016 model year, however, the GS will see a new high-performance model called the GSF that will compete head-on with the likes of the BMW M5 as well as the Mercedes-Benz E63 AMG. Now as far as styling goes on the vehicle, I think it certainly has a nice balance between elegance as well as a athletic design. And of course you do have the Lexus spindle grille. This was actually one of the first Lexus vehicles to have the spindle grille design. Overall, I'm quite a big fan of it. And this isn't one of the most radical designs from Lexus, especially when you compare it to other vehicles in their lineup as of today. And the spindle grille does look quite toned down when you compare it to other models in their lineup, as well as the headlights too. But overall, I do quite like it a lot, and it's very handsome looking. Now here goes the key fob for the vehicle. Overall, fairly conservative looking key fob design. But you do have all of your basic stuff like your lock, unlock, to release your trunk, and then your panic button too. Now, for those looking to tone up the styling treatments a little bit better, they do have the GS F Sport model. This is not to be confused with the GSF, that's the high performance version. But basically the F Sport model comes with unique interior and exterior styling treatments. You get different wheels in their design, and then also the honeycomb part of the grille too. Overall, I do love the GSF Sport. It does look pretty athletic. Now it is the Nebula Gray exterior color. It also comes with a full-on black perforated leather interior. Of course, you have your power driver seat, power recline, power lumbar too. Now stepping on inside of the GS here, overall it's a really nice cabin design. Of course, it's a Lexus. Very opulent feeling inside of here. And I love that large 12-inch screen. Now you do have push button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. And what you're hearing there is a 3.5 liter V6. Full leather wrapped steering wheel. Love this 3-spoke design here. Steering wheel rim feels nice in your hands too. Now coming to your transmission, you have an 8-speed automatic with manual shiftability. Of course, putting the vehicle into reverse displays your rear view camera with guidance lines. You also do have trajectory as well, and rear parking sensors, and the mirrors will tilt down when you put the vehicle into reverse, which is a nice little helpful feature. You can also shift the vehicle via the paddle shifters too. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights. You also do have your fogs and the hazards. All windows are fully automatic. And I'm going to go ahead and pop up the hood, check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with LED turn signal indicators. You also do have blind spot detection. fairly good looking 18-inch alloy wheels. High intensity discharge headlights with LED daytime running lights and your halogen fogs. You also do have front parking sensors as well. Now under the hood here, we have a 3.5 liter V6 that produces 306 horsepower at 6,400 RPM and 277 pound-feet of torque at 4,800 RPM, with EPA estimates being 19 in the city and 29 on the highway. This vehicle is also rear-wheel drive, with all-wheel drive being optional. Now this engine certainly provides ample amounts of power for your daily commute, and it's one of the most powerful standard engines in the mid-size luxury sedan class. Mated with the 8-speed automatic transmission, it also makes for a pretty responsive pair overall too. Now as far as competitors go of the GS, you have the BMW 5 Series, Mercedes-Benz E-Class, Cadillac CTS, as well as the Audi A6. It's a very competitive class. Now there are also many different packages you can get on the GS. However, it starts with the base model, which starts at $48,600, and then you have the crafted line trim level, which starts at $55,070. But there's lots of packages you can choose from on the GS. EPA estimates, like I said, are 19 city, 29 highway. Total vehicle price is $52,455. Coming to the rear, you have LED tail lamps, rear parking sensors, rear window defroster, and your shark fin antenna on the top right there. Love the tailpipe designs. You also do have rear reflectors too. You also do have smart key access on all 4 doors. All of your basic power amenities: power windows, power door locks, power exterior mirrors. They also do power fold too. Pretty nice little amenity there. Memory seat settings for 3 people. Nice soft to the touch armrest with nice stitching too. And let's go ahead and rev it up and see how it sounds. Love the sound of that V6 powertrain. Now as far as build quality and materials go inside of here, of course it's really Lexus-like inside of here, and that means excellent build quality and materials. Nice soft touch materials up here on the upper door panel, mid door panel, armrest of course, dashboard. You also do have this nice stitching that runs through the entire dashboard. Really nice. And build quality is excellent. Not many panel gaps inside of here. It's pretty hard to find, to be honest. Everything just feels very well put together. It certainly can go head on with its German competitors in terms of build quality and materials. Also, I love this nice portion that's padded, very, very padded actually, and nice and stitched too, where you might hit your knees or your legs against it, which is pretty nice. Now coming to your steering wheel design, it is getting slightly long in the tooth, however it's still fairly stylish and fairly high quality overall. Now coming over to this left side here, you have your steering wheel mounted audio controls of course, Bluetooth phone controls, voice recognition, and your cruise control stock. And then we also do have a power tilting and telescoping steering wheel. what luxury car would be one if they didn't have that. Coming over here, you have your auto-dimming rearview mirror with garage home link, SOS Safety Connect, interior illumination lighting, which are also LEDs, and then your sunroof with your sunroof controls and a sliding shade too. Headliner is also really nice and soft and very high quality, what you would expect on a Lexus. Coming down here, you have your heated and ventilated front seats for the driver and the passenger, and something interesting to note is that they're also automatic, which is pretty interesting. Not many cars actually have that. You also do have your cup holders down here, and then right here you have your driver mode selector, which I'll get to a little later in the video. And then right here you have your mouse light controller, which is for the Lexus Inform system, which I'll get also to a little later. Right there you have your parking sensors button, and then your power rear sunshade. And then I also do love how this armrest slides. USB port down there, auxiliary input, and a 12-volt power outlet, and you do have this nice little tray right here. The inside is also fairly high quality feeling. Also nice soft touch armrest with nice stitching right here. Now coming to the main climate controls, you have dual zone automatic climate control. Lexus kept it pretty traditional here with big knobs and buttons and no touch sensitive buttons here. But you have your temperatures, and then your fan speeds, different zones, then your recycling mode as well. Overall, it's fairly easy to figure out and pretty easy to get used to as well. You have your rear window defroster right there and your front window defroster. I really also do love this analog clock, which certainly gives the GS a much more premium vibe inside of here, much more elegant feel. Now coming down here, you have your different driver selectable modes. You have your eco mode, and then basically to select your different modes you just turn the dial. That is certainly the most fuel efficient setting, and I do notice a difference especially between the eco mode, and then you also do have your sport mode right here too, which is certainly, if you want to go around those twisty canyon roads, it certainly changes up the throttle response as well as the steering too. Then you also do have your normal and then your snow mode too. However, if you're looking for the most driver oriented GS, certainly go with the F Sport package. It certainly feels a little bit better to handle than the regular base GS350. Now coming to the 12.3 inch screen here, this is certainly one of the biggest screens in the midsize luxury sedan class, and it's one of the most beautifully rendered ones too. Coming over here, you have your destination, and also everything is pretty much controlled by this little mouse-like controller. This is where you select everything, and then if you want to go straight to the main menu, you just press on this menu button right here. And then if you want to go straight to your map, you just click on the map right there. But coming to your destination, it gives you many options if where you want to enter your destination. You have your address, which you can manually put in the address, and then you have your points of interest, web search, destination assist, which you can also talk to a live person to get directions. Very, very cool feature there, and they send the directions straight to your navigation system. You also do have your previous destinations, your address book, emergency, intersection in your freeway, coordinates, and then coming to your map. Coming to your map here, it is getting a little long on the tooth in the business. However, everything works very fine, and it's beautifully rendered too. However, it's just getting a little long in the tooth. Don't expect to find anything like 3D rendering of buildings. It's not as advanced as BMW's system or Audi's MMI. Coming over to your Lexus app suite, basically you can access various apps through your smartphone data connection, like Pandora Internet Radio, iHeartRadio, many different apps you can access. Coming to information right there, you have your fuel consumption, traffic incidents, your weather, Lexus Insider. Coming to setup right there, basically you could change many different settings for the Inform system. Or you could change the voice recognition, Bluetooth audio, traffic. Pretty cool there. Coming to your different media and sources include your auxiliary input, Bluetooth streaming audio, AM, FM radio, HD radio, XM satellite radio. Lots of different media options, but pretty much all the basic stuff. You also do have your iPod integration through your USB port. Coming to phone, of course you can hook up your phone through the Bluetooth system, and you can have all your contacts on there, view all your recent calls, and have an integrated dial pad, which is pretty cool. Coming to climate right there, basically if you don't want to control your climate from these buttons right here, you can access it from the screen right here. And then you have your different zones, of course, fan speeds, and then you can change your temperatures too. Now coming to display up here, basically you could change the contrast and the brightness of the screen, which is pretty cool. And then your camera settings as well. So overall, the Lexus Inform system on the GS here is a wonderful system. However, it is a little distracting to use at times. It's not the most user-friendly interface. If they got rid of the mouse-like controller, then it certainly would be a lot more user-friendly if they just put a regular old touchscreen, like how they used to do in the mid and late 2000s. They used to have one of the best touchscreens in the business. However, this one is a little distracting to use at times. Now coming down here, you also do have your parking brake, your blind spot detection. An orange light will appear on the mirror if it's activated. And then you also do have your coin box right there as well. And it's also lined with felt, very high quality. Really also do love this wood grain interior trim. And I love how it doesn't have a really glossy look to it. It looks real instead of fake. Now as far as visibility goes in the GS, it's certainly one of the best in class. Lots of glass area all around. Outward visibility is excellent. Seeing out of the rear window is also excellent too. Rearward visibility is really good out of this car. And it also does help that you do have blind spot detection as well. As far as seating comfort goes, love the seats in this Lexus. Very traditional Lexus with nice soft buttery leather would certainly take this vehicle on a long road trip. The support is also pretty good too, with a decent amount of support, and thigh support is also excellent too. Overall, I would really certainly take this vehicle on a long road trip, and I would be very comfortable. Now as far as driving dynamics go of the GS, it certainly has a good balance between really nice ride comfort and good handling too. The ride quality is very comfortable, and up to highway speeds the GS is very quiet. And when handling this vehicle around corners, it also has a decent responsive feel. It doesn't feel like a floaty boaty Lexus like how you did think in years past, and it's much different now. The 3.5 liter V6 certainly provides ample amounts of power. However, most of the GS's competitors have decided to turbocharge their powertrains. But the GS continues on with a very traditional 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6. But overall, I really do love the driving dynamics of the GS350. Now as far as the gauges go of the GS, don't expect to find anything like a large TFT instrument cluster or anything like that. Some of its competitors do have that, but the GS keeps it pretty traditional here. You have your speedometer right there, and then your RPM gauge. Coming to that little center screen right there, basically it shows you various amounts of vehicle information, and then it also shows you what driver mode you're in, and then also shows you your exterior temperature readout, and then what gear you're in, and then your trip odometer too. Pretty basic overall. Coming down here, this is where your driver selectable modes are at. And it'll also display on the 12.3 inch screen right here. You have your sport mode and eco mode. That is certainly the most fuel efficient setting. And then you have your normal too. You also do have a snow mode right here. I love this piano black veneer trim too. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut it down. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Back here, of course, build quality and materials do follow through in the rear. Still nice soft touch armrest with nice stitching and soft touch on mid door panel and upper door panel. What you would expect out of a Lexus. Now sitting back here, the legroom is pretty good overall. Headroom is also decent too, but my biggest complaint, however, is this tunnel. But this vehicle is rear wheel drive and most vehicles in this class are, so that's to be pretty expected. Now you do have a 12-volt power outlet, rear air vents, dual mat pockets, rear center armrest with cup holders and storage. It's also nice and soft to the touch on the armrest. Overall, the seats are pretty comfortable too. It would certainly be very comfortable for 2 adults, especially on a long road trip. However, 3 adults, it might be a little better suited for short road trips. Can be a little cramped back here if 3 adults, full-sized ones, are sitting back here. Alright. Trunk space is actually pretty good. You also do have a cargo net. And then you also do have a ski trunk pass-through as well. And a first aid kit. Full power passenger seat with power recline and power lumbar. You also do have your glove box compartment right there. Lined with felt, nice and damped, very, very high quality. So with its many optional technology features and luxury goodies, its capable handling, decent ride comfort, and handsome styling, the 2015 Lexus GS350 is a great choice for a mid-size luxury sedan. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.